Hi, I'm Drew. I'm a professional photographer and videographer, and today I'm reviewing a plugin that's called Dehancer. So Dehancer is a plugin available for multiple softwares such as Davinci Resolve, Lightroom, Premiere Pro, Photoshop, and so many more. Dehancer is a plugin that is used to recreate a film look. So within this plugin, you have multiple film profile looks such as Cinestill 800T. You also have Kodak Porta 400 and 800 and so many more. So before I start editing with it and showing you how it works, I just want to say that for the longest time I've been trying to recreate a film look by downloading so many lots and presets, but I never really was able to recreate the most realistic look. And also sometimes like the presets would work for one photo but it wouldn't work for the other one. And I've been using Dehancer for about 2-3 weeks now, really going around it, and I feel like so far this is the most realistic look I've been able to achieve. Not only because there's so many film looks available, but also because it's customizable. So you can adjust like the exposure, the push and pull, and then you can add effects such as halation, grain, bloom, and overall I do believe it's quite a good. My favorite thing about it is that it's consistent across platforms. So if you're someone that does both photos and videos and want to have a similar look for both, Dehancer is a great option because it's available on both video editing software and also photo editing softwares. You'll get the same look for both your photos and videos, and you even have a phone app available. So if you want to edit directly off your phone, you can do that as well. So I'll start by showing you a little bit how it works with Lightroom. So editing photos, I selected a shot that I took of a hockey game, so I'll just use a base preset just to edit it a little before I start using Dehancer. So I just selected a preset like that. I might just do some small adjustments. So this looks pretty good to me. So what I'm going to do now is right click and do edit in Dehancer Lightroom plugin. So this is a cool part that like you can actually just go grab your photo in Lightroom and then open it into the desktop app. What I wish I could do is just use the plugin directly into Lightroom instead of having to open it into another application. But when you do video editing with Dehancer, you have the plugin right in the software. So hopefully they'll do that eventually. When you open it, it's just you're gonna start with looking at the film profile. So as you can see, there's so many options here. I'll go through a few of them just so you can see a little bit what it looks like, but already this one looks very cool. Then you got this. You can do black and white. You can do a little bit more of like blue and green tones. Cinestill is usually is one of my favorite ones, honestly. So I might stick with this one for this edit, but we'll just check the other one's a little bit. This one's really nice as well. But yeah, as you can see, like it really does bring some colors and film tones to your photo here. And I just really love the film look overall, but I love being able to do it with digital photos because one thing I hate is like the time it takes to develop film. So this is a great option. You have to just be able to edit digital photos with a film look. Second thing is also shooting film can be quite expensive, and I will say that like getting this plugin might be a little bit expensive. So I think buying the full software is around $400. But if you see it in a way that like shooting film will cost you probably $30 to $50 to develop a film roll, it's really worth it over time. So I'm probably gonna stick with this one, Cinestill 50D. Once you selected your film profile, on the right hand side you'll have all your settings that you can adjust. First off, with the profile, so sometimes like your photo is going to look a little bit more overexposed or underexposed, so you can fix this real quick here. Then in terms of output, you can basically decrease this if you don't want the effect to be as strong. So just like that, I'm going to leave it at 100 because I really want to see the whole film look with this. Then film developer is where you're going to play around the contrast. So if you want more or less contrast, that's where it's going to be. Good thing about this plugin is I feel like you don't have much correction to do after putting the profile, so you can do it pretty fast. I do like colorful stuff, so I'm probably going to boost the color a little bit. Then you can play around a little bit with your settings right here. I don't use all of them, but like you see, you really have a lot of options to customize the way it looks, which is great because I feel like whenever you use lots or presets, you don't really have as much customization like that. Yes, you can like edit everything in Lightroom, but I feel like if you are trying to recreate a film look, this is probably a much easier way than having to do it manually yourself or trying a bunch of presets up until you find the right one. And most of the time, you're not really able to find like the exact film look that you want. But I feel like with this plugin, I've been able to really edit the photos I take the way I want it. Color head is quite cool because that's where you can like basically bring some colors to your shadows or highlights. So if you want like a bit more of like a green photo or like blue, red, you can easily just adjust all of this and like push and pull like the colors of the shadows and midtones. For grain, this is probably the most realistic grain you can get because I do feel like with Lightroom it's not like as intuitive to like add grain and doesn't really look how I want it to be. Then Halation, probably one of my favorite adjustment. I love adding Halation to like pretty much everything. Bloom is a really cool one. Then Overscan is really nice if you want to have some vintage frames. This is the before, this is the after. It really does add like a cinematic look to it. And then once you're done, you do okay, and it's gonna bring it back to Lightroom, which is pretty cool because then after that you can just export all your photos at once from Lightroom instead of having to do it individually from the Dehancer desktop app. So now on to Davinci Resolve. This is the editing software that I use for video. So this is what it looks like without any editing with Dehancer. So what you're going to do, just add a note after I converted it to Rec 709. I'm just going to check in my plugins for Dehancer and drag and drop it onto the node. So the source, I'm going to put Rec 709. So at this one, after the conversion, my footage is in Rec 709. And then that's when you can use the preset you want. So it's going to be the same presets that you have with the photo version. Contact goal here, this one here. I'm probably going to use this one because I do really like this one. You're going to have the same thing as the photo version. So if you want to adjust the exposure right here, you can do it. And then you can use your scopes as well to make sure it's exposed correctly. So the exposure is a little bit low, so I'm just going to crank it up a tiny bit. Then same thing as like film, you can like play with the push and pull, pushing for exposure or under exposure. Then you also got your film developers, so if you want to boost your contrast, which I will a little bit for this one, and do any gamma correction like this, and boosting the color as well. Then you got your film compression again. Then expand is mostly like if your black point is not like exactly where you want it to be. Then the print is going to be like the profile print, so you got 4 options here. The Fujifilm is pretty good. After that, same thing, color head is if you want specific colors to be in your shadows, midtones, and highlights. Then film grain, same thing, you can play around with it. The Halation, my favorite effect on this. Bloom could be another one. I'm not gonna add it on this one because I do feel like it's pretty okay. You can add like film damage here. So you got your overscan. So it's the same as the photos. You want to put a widescreen, ultra panoramic, super 16, standard 16, super 8. Like you really got all the options there. You can even put it either vertical or horizontal like that. Then you can add a vignette. Lastly, you got your output. Probably one of the best features that you can save your adjustment as a lot. So if I do that and do export lot, I can save it, and then after that I can add it into my lots and then just reuse that. Instead of having to put the plugin, I can just like drag and drop the lot on a node to get the effect. So this is pretty much it for my full review of Dehancer. As a recap, probably the best things that I do believe this plugin has is that it's compatible with so many softwares with both photo and video, so you can keep a consistent style across everything. Second thing, you can export your settings as lots and presets to reuse, so this is also a great feature. Lastly, it's fully customizable. So instead of just having a preset that you only are able to do slight adjustments, this one you can really adjust everything, and the adjustments do match actual film, so the push and pull and like the film compression. So I hope you loved this review, and if you have any questions, let me know. The link for Dehancer is going to be in the description down below. If you want to see more of these, or if you have any questions, just comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe.